The pain and the darkness were too great. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. My body was heavy and I couldn't even eat. Although I saw the sun, I hardly saw it at all. The heat was on my skin, wasn't even noticeable. All felt dark and empty. I couldn't stay in the city. I just started walking and walking and walking. After a while, a friend joined me. He too knew the darkness and the pain. He too had seen the curtain torn in two and had heard the earthquake. He had been there. He too had to leave the city. So we walked and walked and walked. It was a familiar road. We'd walked it many times before. We knew every rock and every pothole. But today, each step felt so heavy as we hung our heads and walked on in silence. Then, as the distance grew between us and the city, we slowly, gradually, began to talk. What just happened? Did he really die? All he said and did it mean anything? All hope seemed to have died as he died, when he seemed to bring such hope. What just happened? Then we were suddenly aware of a third person with us. Quiet footsteps came alongside, an even, steady pace, but falling in step with us. What are you discussing? He asked, for it was a man. Have you not heard? Were you not there? The whole city is alive with what happened. Have you not heard? Tell me about it, he said. Well, that man, you know, Jesus, the friend, the miracle worker, even possibly the Messiah, the one we followed, watched, listened to, hoped in, they, the leaders, the Romans, they killed him. By this time, our darkness and sorrow was rising. It was rising to anger and a deep sense of injustice as we shared the story. Some say they've seen him alive again, but we're not sure. How can that be? Then the man began to talk with knowledge and certainty about these things. And at just that moment, we arrived at an inn. Now we were hungry and realised that we were thirsty too. Let's stop and eat, my friend and I said. The man went to carry on, but we invited him, this stranger, to join us for some bread and maybe some wine. As we entered the cool of the inn, somehow our hearts were feeling lighter. Somehow the world looked brighter. We sat around the table and we continued to talk. Then the stranger, the man, picked up the bread. He broke it and shared it. And as his hands were open, we could see the wounds that lay there. The silence was heavy with anticipation, mind-blowingly bright. And we ate the bread he offered, staring but not able to say anything. Then he took the wine. He smiled and he shared. We drank. We knew. We understood. We believed. As we were about to speak, shout, cry, hug him, he was gone. Then we left our food, left our drink, and we ran with joy and excitement, with anticipation, back to the city, for Jesus was alive.